What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Of course, it was yesterday when Unitedhealthcare CEO Brian Thompson was fatally shot in Manhattan, New York City. He was shot leaving, I believe he was leaving the Marriott Hotel and arriving at, I forget the name of the one he was supposed to deliver a speech. They were having, I think it was an investors meeting. He was supposed to deliver a speech there, but he never got to do it. He was gunned down by a masked gunman. And the big question was, what was the motivation behind this? Well, now police said that they found shell casings at the scene that had the words deny, defend, and depose. Officials are investigating whether the words are related to a motive. Now, a lot of people believe that the words deny, defend, and depose are a play on a book that came out several years ago entitled Delay, Deny, and Defend: Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It. So this book was written back in 2010, and the book exposed how insurance companies basically are designed to profit as much as possible while giving out as few claims and paying out as little as possible. These companies, the individuals at the top of these companies, are getting rich and richer, while the poor is getting poorer and poorer. And I mean, you can make an argument. Hell, even Jimmy Carter, before he became completely incapacitated, spoke several years ago about how he felt that the United States, it's the former president saying this now, and I'm surprised it didn't get as much media coverage as it should have. He spoke on how he felt the United States government was, and basically the social structure of the country was becoming more of an oligarchy, which is what we see in Russia. And it's interesting. Speaking of that, we're seeing more and more of what we see over in Russia. These high-profile assassinations occurring. We're seeing journalists being whacked in their own homes. We're seeing CEOs being shot in the street. This is not something that we saw in this country just 20 years ago. We didn't see this at this regularity. This was something that was extraordinarily rare. Now, you could argue this is perhaps being done by the deep state and all of those conspiratorial revelations or speculations. But I think in a lot of these cases, it's simply, I think it's a lot of anger out there. It's a lot of anger. We all know this, despite the fact they love to talk about how everything is in our head and it's not as bad as we think it is. It's bad. A lot of these numbers are cooked. They're coming out from the government. Well, we've added such and such amount of jobs, and the unemployment rate is going down, but they don't count into it. A lot of people simply just gave up looking. You know what I'm saying? We got a guy right now walking around, Elon Musk, who last I checked is worth $350 billion. $350 billion. When I was a kid 30 years ago, the richest man in the world was worth about $5 billion in the early 90s. I think that was Sam Walton. That was the richest man in the world. I don't even know if that would qualify. Now, I know you got to take inflation to it, but I don't even know if that would qualify as a top 400 wealthiest person in the world right now. You got probably around 15, 16 people right now who are worth over $100 billion. in the world. 10. And it's interesting how a lot of people still have not recovered from the financial hit that we took during the pandemic. I'm just talking about from a job standpoint. I'm not even talking about from the complication of having health issues as well. I mean, I just read a stat that said that Unitedhealthcare was basically responsible over the past couple of years, primarily responsible for getting something around 650,000 Americans in debt. And you wonder why. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just speaking facts here. And you wonder why now that I did a little bit more research, the wife was saying, or the wife of the slain CEO said that this guy was getting death threats for a couple of months, but they weren't really taking him seriously. I guess sometimes you get crank guys saying this stuff, man, but this is just giving you an idea of the anger that's out there. That people wonder why Donald Trump won. Because I'm sorry, there's a lot of anger out there. There's a lot of anger and frustration. We don't need somebody wagging their finger telling us how we're supposed to vote. We're supposed to do this and do that. While after they leave, they whisk away to their yachts and villas. And the average American is struggling to make ends meet. We don't need to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't hear about the politics of joy and all this crap, man. People got real life, real gritty things going on, man. You know? So at the end of the day, I'm not condoning what this guy did. I'm not. But it is what it is. There's also something else I'm entertaining in my head too. I'm also entertaining the fact that this could still be all fake. This could still be all really a hit. You know what I'm saying, on this guy, and that this is just a deflection tactic to take us off the center of that. That's a possibility as well. I'm always a little bit paranoid when it comes to these types of things. But anyway, tell me what you guys think, man. What do you think about this latest development? Do you think that this definitely leads to your belief that this was a disgruntled individual who may have had a family member? I mean, based upon the way how this guy moved, running, I tend to think that he was relatively healthy. I tend to wonder if this was maybe a person who had a loved one, maybe a parent or a sister or a wife or something that was failed in his eyes by Unitedhealthcare. And I've heard a couple of things and read a couple of things about this guy, the one that lost his life yesterday morning. I don't know whether some of these things are true, but if they are true, they're kind of bad. Like I said before, I don't know what's true and what's not. But some of the stuff that I've been hearing, if it is true, he did some things that are kind of callous. But a lot of people will tell you, and you're dealing with a lot of these people that work for these health insurance companies. A lot of them are very callous. A lot of them are cruel. Some of these guys get their kicks off of denying people claims or they desperately need it. A lot of these people are sadists. I hate to say it like that, but a lot of these people are cruel, man. And look, you can only push a person so far before they push back. You only can push people so far before, people have breaking points, man. People. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about this one, especially on YouTube, man. Tell what you guys think.